Here on TTT that we were saying for quite a while, we live for local. We have our film strands that we shoot throughout the week. With me this morning is director of One Good Deed, Juliette Macaulay, and we're going to speak about the film that she has directed. And I'm really excited to speak about this. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course. Now, I was reading the synopsis for this, and it's about this naughty little boy, and then there's a little thing about folklore in it as well. And I love Trinidad folklore. I've been wondering and waiting with bated breath. I was like, who is going to make like movies based on the folklore or local folklore? And so now I'm happy to speak with you this morning, Juliette, because there's a little bit about that. So tell us about One Good Deed.
Well, it's a short film, and it's about this, as you said, a naughty country boy called Johnny.
Right.
He's always getting in trouble until one day he finds trouble when he has an encounter in the forest with a Duen. So he gets a little bit more than he can bargain for. But what it also shows through this encounter, his true personality.
His true personality.
His true personality. And I'll leave it at that.
Because, from folklore, we know that Duens are like the spirit of unbaptized children.
Exactly.
And, they themselves are a little bit mischievous, and they lure children into the forest, and, they have the backward feet and everything like that. How does Johnny's personality, how does he find his true personality by his encounter with the Duens?
He's sort of put into a very difficult situation, and he's forced to make a choice. And I think then I'm going to preface this by saying a lot of my films, I sort of like to play with the idea of like a perception. So people might think, oh, this is a bad child, or he's an evil person, or whatever, but people are always multidimensional. And that's kind of like what the thing I was playing with in this story. So I don't want to give away too much what happens with his choices, but you definitely see like, this is a child with many different facets to him. So it was a kind of a fun thing to do.
Yeah, it sounds fun. And so where does the story come from?
Well, from several places, honestly. Growing up, I never saw any young children on TV or in movies, or any like West Indian children. I mean, when we do film in the Caribbean, it's very often from an adult perspective. So first of all, I wanted to do a story that was from a child's perspective.
Right.
Second of all, I had lived away for a long time, and you sort of really appreciate what you don't have, or what you're not around.
Exactly. That's something I said. Like you don't miss home as much as when you're away from it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when I would tell people about Trinidad, or even whenever I touched on like our folklore, people found it so fascinating and so different. And I realized, at that point, folklore was something that we really were not seeing in film at all. In fact, up until that point, I made this film in 2012. I hadn't really seen films about folklore, so I also wanted to do that.
Right.
And I actually have to say, when I was auditioning for the lead role of this film, I auditioned maybe about 50 little boys.
Wow.
And out of the 50 boys, maybe 10 knew what a Duen was.
Right.
It just kind of made me sad, but also made me really glad that I was doing this film so that,
they could learn about it.
Exactly, exactly.
And speaking about the film, we do have that trailer, so let's take a look at that right now.
Hey boy! If I catch a pelted mango from a tree again, I'll call any police.
But Miss Maureen, I leave 3 mango for you.
Yes, but you pelled on 23. Don't let me catch you in my yard again, eh?
I don't want your sour mango anyway.
One day, Mr. Johnny. One day.
That is fantastic, and
Yes,
yeah, it did look like Turumi, right?
Very much so. Very much so.
Yeah, and even the views there, like where was that? Where was that scene shot?
That was shot at Esperanza.
Really?
Yes. The other thing this film is for me is sort of a love letter to Trinidad and its beauty, its natural beauty. So it's shot in Esperanza. It's shot in Tucker Valley.
Right. Yeah.
And it's also shot in Santa Cruz, like on a cocoa estate in Santa Cruz.
Oh, so nice.
There's a lot of very lush, beautiful green vegetation.
Yeah, kind of showing off our beauty a little bit, because we do have a lot of beautiful things
exactly,
here.
Exactly.
I'm really looking forward to, I have to see this movie, again, because you touched on the folklore, and that's something I've been wanting to see for a while. And as you said, there were a number of the kids that you interviewed and had auditions with, like, that didn't know about it at all. You know, so I'd love to see how it's portrayed. What's next for you, Juliet?
Gosh, I'm working on several different things. You kind of have to, you know,
Right.
because, you know, with film and different projects, you know, you never know when money might run out or
Yeah,
maybe people
right.
say, oh, that's good, what's next? So I am actually writing a feature film right now. It's strangely enough, an action film.
An action film.
set in
Even more
Nigeria.
interested now.
Yeah.
Could we tease some information?
Oh no,
out
I'm
to you?
gonna leave it like that for
Right,
now, but
right,
it
right.
has some interesting potential with it.
Okay.
I also just finished another short film, which I'm hoping to show in film festivals in Trinidad and around the Caribbean, with some really good actors, and yeah, just working on different corporate projects as well. Just
Right,
gotta
that's fantastic.
try
If
to-
you're looking for any extra actors for the action movie, you know, I may have a little experience in action-based stuff, you know.
okay, I'll keep that in mind. Be careful what you say. Yeah?
Might just get it, right? May not be a bad thing. You know, and right here on TTT, we love to promote local and we love to, you know, really showcase and show off our local talent and, you know, tell our stories. And, you know, you've been doing that as well through your work, you know. So I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning, Juliet. And, you know, we look forward to seeing one good deed on our screens here at TTT, because again, we live here for local.
Thank you so much for supporting us.
Yes, of course, of course. All right, Trinidad and Tobago and the rest of the world, thanks for watching so far. We have so much more to come in the program, but for now, we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.